Thanks, Dad.
Hello, this is George Romero. You're listening to East Coast Horror Group.
Hey, George.
Name.
Well, hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for bearing with us there through a little technical difficulty. Tim was able to remedy that, as he always does. We appreciate him and everything that he does. But yeah, we're here on another episode of From Dusk Till Con Radio. Tim is back from vacation, well rested and ready to, come in with his wonderful tidbits throughout the show, unannounced, and then disappear again, unannounced. But yeah, if it's the first time you've ever listened to us, welcome. We are the East Coast Horror Group. My name is Drew, and I am here, as always, with my good friend, Mr. Michael Exler. What's up, Mike?
I'm ready to drop bombs. Oh.
What do you mean?
Not sure. I heard that somewhere once, and I just wanted to use it.
Well, no time like the present, I guess.
That's what I was saying, so I took the chance for a little romance.
I'm glad you did. We've got a lot of stuff to go over tonight, including some information on Days of the Dead Charlotte. I'm going to talk about some Funko Pops and Pop-Palooza. Talk a little bit about video games, some movies, of course. Of course, there's a little news from Mr. Rob Zombie and some of our good friends from the Corpses Rejects cast. And I'm going to talk about Leatherface, the film, a little bit. Mike's going to talk about Demon House a little bit. I'd like to talk about a little documentary I watched called Dead Hands Dig Deep. So that's what we got in store for you today. We're also going to talk about, as always, current events and politics and cooking recipes. That's obviously everyone's favorite part of the show is whenever we share our recipes for baklava and matzo balls and all those kind of ethnic foods. So, you ready, Mike?
I'm ready. I mean, I think we should.
What is Halushki Polish?
Yes. I just happen to like it.
It's delicious. Yeah. It's just butter and noodles and cabbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you can get a little bacon in there.
Bacon.
Do you do the bacon in the halushki or no?
No, I'm a traditionalist, I guess.
Yeah, no, I prefer it without bacon as well, and that's something strange for me to say is something's better without bacon. That's sacrilege almost.
This needs to be its own thing.
Things better without bacon. It's the shortest list ever made. Anyways.
And ice cream.
So Mike wanted to start the show off with some somber news today. And
I did.
I'm not even gonna read what he wrote in the show notes. So Mike, tell us about your good friend that's no longer with us anymore.
Listen, if you're a fan of things that are good.
What? Like what?
Like Total Recall. You're going to know who Debbie Lee Carrington is. She was the little person prostitute in the little, I don't know, what do they call that? Bordello on Mars. She's been in a bunch of other stuff: Seed of Chucky, Scary Movie 3, Batman Returns. She
What was she in
passed
Batman
away,
Returns?
probably in a Penguin. They used
Shut
a
the
lot of
fuck
little.
up. Probably a penguin. You're an asshole.
No, I'm not kidding. They had a lot of small penguins, and then they had some like fake penguins, and then the bigger ones were actually little people inside costumes. Not even
What
lying.
makes them so little?
They just didn't grow in the belly. So, oh shit, she was also a stunt person who was provided stunts. She provided stunts on Bride of Chucky, Leprechaun in the Hood, New Nightmare, Spawn, and Van Helsing. She also appeared in both Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Dexter.
Dexter?
Yeah.
She was never in. What are you talking? What was she in Dexter? I would have
no idea. Never seen Dexter. So she passed away. So my condolences to her and her.
I don't care anything about it.
We haven't confirmed she played the Emperor Penguin in Batman Returns, thanks to the chat room.
Yeah,
I'm out.
Thanks, Tim. And thank you, chat, for bringing that to our attention. It takes a fan to know that who the actors and actresses were inside of penguin suits. So,
who knew that? Did I say that? Yeah.
So congratulations to you guys. You get this gold star for the day.
I don't want it, Drew.
But put it right on you. Put it right on your urethra.
I have bad news for you.
There was a documentary I remember back in the day for Batman Returns. It was called The Bat, the Cat, and the Penguin. I believe that's where I learned that information. In case you didn't know, I like Batman.
He does. I can't think of the guy, Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. That's what we call him, you know?
I love him. He's great in It's Always Sunny, too.
It's always the DeVitos.
You're always the fucking DeVito. Shut the fuck up. Stop calling it shit. It's not fucking cold.
Danny DeVito. What up?
Stop. You
So
done
what were
saying
we
Danny
talking?
DeVito now?
We got off on a tangent about Batman and Danny DeVito.
That's what we always do.
We gotta get back on track. Get down on it.
Anyways, so now that we're done with Emperor Penguins dying,
Rest in
I
peace.
guess next we should talk about some of the news that I'm probably the most excited about, and that's 3 from Hell.
Good news, everyone!
Whoa. That was cool, Tim. Good job. We actually had some production value to this today. Then he ruined it. But, I mean, what can you really say about 3 from Hell other than it takes place, I'm assuming, it's sometime during the between probably corpses and rejects? Because obviously in rejects they're dead.
Yeah, man. Dead as shit.
But both of those guys look quite a bit older than they did in rejects. So
Well, how long has it been since Rejects? Like 11 years? Something?
at least. Probably 15, close to that.
Damn!
Tim says it's 100 years.
To the day.
Thanks, Tim. 100 years. But I mean, so what? All we can really do is speculate. They've released some cast news. Nothing that really piqued my interest all that much. Of course, it really doesn't. None of those movies have a ton to do with the acting, other than I think the main characters, Sid and Sherry and Bill, and I'm assuming that's who the 3 from Hell are. The other characters are just fodder, or a useful device to bring something fucked up that Rob Zombie has on his mind.
Rob Zombie.
Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know.
Why'd you say you just had like a stroke?
I had a pen in my
What you just said.
I was going to look
Mike
something
lost
up.
all of the muscle function in his left side just now.
Listen, I got 5-second Bell's palsy, but I'm better now.
What's that mean?
It's where your side of your face melts.
Oh. Bell's palsy.
Yep. Look that shit up.
I don't want to.
Don't believe me.
So where's this going to be? And here's the thing. Sorry. before we go on, like, these guys would most of the time just be annoyed by the thought that there would be another one. So it seems like, I don't know if they were just jaded to the fact that there definitely isn't going to be, but they would get annoyed when you ask the question. They'd be like, "We're fucking dead. What are you talking about? Shut up."
Right.
And now, of course, they get a call from Rob and they're back on the set being like, "Yeah, whatever you want."
Listen, they got to get paid.
So I just don't know where it's going to go. Where do you assume it's going?
I honestly don't know.
What would you want? Where would you want it to go?
Logically, I want it to be... See, I'm torn because although I like The Devil's Rejects a lot, I would rather see a continuation of House of a Thousand Corpses. Whether that be like what you said, a film in between those two time periods, because I love Rejects, but it's not really a horror movie. It's not. It's more of a
spaghetti western.
Yeah, they've said that to us. Like, but I just like the first time I watched House of a Thousand Corpses, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I saw it in the movie theater, and then on rewatches, I really started to like it. I liked the style. I just liked how it was fucking crazy. Like, you didn't know any of these people, what they were, and it was just had a horror movie feel to it.
It was very grindhousey, the way it was set up and shot, too, I thought.
Yeah. So I kind of like the more scary, rather than the more humanized, like, bad guys on the run. But again, I love that movie. I would just rather see him go back to horror a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he walks that fine line between just being exploitation and horror in most of his films, I think, other than Lords of Satan. 31 was definitely an exploitation/horror film. There wasn't really anything scary. Lords of Salem was, I don't know, is art house, I guess.
Yeah, Halloween 2 was art house.
I never watched his Halloween 2, rather.
No, don't ever. Yeah. It's fucking terrible.
There has been some stirrings about a new Halloween coming out now that Danny McBride has the rights.
Yeah, dude, they're like, didn't you see all the hype, man? They had like secret pictures of Jamie Lee Curtis on the set. Like, I think that thing's done shooting out this October.
That'd be cool with that.
I can confirm that one. That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Did you see a preview in the movie house or something?
I'm out.
Did he say yes? Did he even answer me?
No, he just left. They have had a couple posters out for it, and I want them to destroy them all and start over.
Why do you say that?
Because it's set up like Scream, like that type of poster. Or I Know What You Did Last Summer, like with Jamie Lee Curtis in the forefront, and then it spreads out, like it goes into the background with all the characters of the movie. And it looks like garbage.
I mean, if you think of the first one, as good as it was with the atmosphere and the score, it was a teen Scream movie, right? It was one of the first ones.
It was.
There's really not a ton of blood in there, right? There's not a blood and gore.
Well, the thing is, I think the thing I'm going for, like, Halloween has some of the coolest posters, in my opinion. I think Halloween 2 has one of the coolest posters with the pumpkin split open and the skull in it.
I know what you're saying.
The first one with the pumpkin and the stabbing hand and everything. It's It's because it was about like Michael Myers, and this one, it just by the poster, it's looking like this is going to be very Laurie Strode heavy handed. So, which is fine, whatever. But I don't like how they took out part 2. Like, obviously, part 3 was its own thing, and then the rest got pretty terrible after that. But they're saying that you have to discount everything except the original. And I don't agree with that. I thought the second one was a really good tie into the first one. I think it's one of the rare ones where I think if you watch the first one, you need to watch the second one, and it sort of finishes the story nicely.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with that move, but we'll see. I mean, I'll watch it. Why not?
Plus, Laurie Strode dead, man. She dead.
Well, that movie never happened, remember?
But here's the thing: is that it did happen.
I know. I saw it. I was like, I can't believe that just happened, and then they just poo-pooed a shitty movie out after it with Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, it's like, put your hands with my eyes, see?
I was like, what the fuck just happened? It's just
No
like,
disrespect to the Busta, but
no, but it's just not your thing. Like, that was horror history. Michael Myers finally killing Laurie Strode. And then it was some reality TV show with Busta Bus.
And Tyra Banks. Don't forget Tyra Banks.
Oh, shit, that's right. Tyra.
Sure. Which was the one with Paul Rudd?
Oh, God, that was like the fifth, I believe.
I wanted to say 5, too, yeah.
Yeah, trash.
It was the 38th film. 38th film.
It's not true, sir. It's not true. It's
what the fuck is wrong with you, Tim?
I read it on the internet.
Oh.
Yeah.
God damn it, Tim.
Well,
touche.
There you are. I do like that you guys talking about 3 from Hell became a treatise on Halloween for 20 minutes.
That's good.
That's awesome.
We're okay with that, too.
Adios.
So 3 from Hell. What are you hoping it's going to be? So I'm hoping more of a 1,000 Corpses vibe, but I don't think I'm going to get it.
I mean, yeah, that's what I also hope will happen. I hope it doesn't, determine that the whole end scene from The Devil's Rejects was some sort of a hallucination or dream or, somebody's fantasy. Like, how Devil's Rejects started, obviously, with Ginger Lynn. That was a hallucination or a dream. So right. I don't put it past that happening again. It's starting that way. But I thought that it was a good ending to the film, to them as characters. And I think most of the cast also thinks the same way, and the fans also think the same way. So, I mean, if his goal is to kill the franchise so that no one will ever ask the question, will there be another one? Then, yeah, you can start it that way. But no, I do hope that you get to learn a little bit more of the lore about Dr. Satan and whatever was in those tunnels. And, I want to learn more about that stuff.
The professor, that guy that took the mask off and spit out all that green shit.
Yeah.
Well, I talked to Bill, of course, for a panel in Atlanta. I haven't put it out yet. I'm due to put that out shortly. But I had asked him, he was still at the point of denying that this was happening.
Right.
And I said, well, I know you can't talk about it, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, if you could come back from it, how would you want it to happen? And he basically said he boiled it down to he thinks it would happen 3 ways if it happened. 1, Sherry would wake up and say, oh, I had a terrible dream, and just go on from there, like the ending didn't happen, like you said. 2, some sort of paranormal aspect.
Ew, that's even worse.
And then the third one is where Satan literally kicked them out of hell because he couldn't handle them.
That could be funny.
So I don't know if that was any insight or if that was just him making some shit up. So I don't know, but that's what he was saying. I don't know. I think it should be a prequel to Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I wonder who their main, because they do have some casting information. It's actually on the screen right now if you guys are watching, or it was, with some of the the actors that are signed on to do it. And I don't know who would be a good antagonist, protagonist, because it's not like those three are really protagonists. They're more like anti-heroes. But I don't, I thought that Forsyth was a great adversary to them. That's, I think, one of the reasons Devil's Rejects did so well is because, he was just as fucking crazy as they were. So, I don't know.
I was just looking on his, on his Instagram. And we have the dude from 31 is in it, that Jeff Daniel Phillips.
You talking about, is Doomhead?
No, he was one of the guys fighting with Sherry Moon Zombie. Dee Wallace is in it. Daniel Roebuck is in it. He always plays Morris Green, this newscaster dude. Clint Howard is on sets now. And then he put this little sticker out. It's called Mr. Baggy Britches.
What?
Mr. Baggy Britches.
What are you talking about?
He put out another day of shooting, 3 from Hell. Who the fuck is this dude? And it's this little sticker, and it's this clown-looking thing. And, well, it's a clown, not a clown-looking thing. A chubby clown, and at the top of it, it says Mr. Baggy Britches.
It's interesting.
So I don't know who Mr. Baggy Britches is, but he's coming.
That's a really fucking stupid name, to be honest with you.
Mr. Baggy Britches.
So, from one threesome to another threesome. Rampage, a classic video game turned into a movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Will you be using your movie pass to go see this on opening night, Mike?
Good news, everyone.
I don't have movie pass.
Tim's the only one with movie pass.
Yeah.
But now, what do you want? What are you interested in, or what?
I will confirm I have movie pass. I'm out.
Thanks, Tim.
I was wondering. Was I interested in what?
In the movie.
I don't know. I'll probably see it like at Redbox or, if it's on HBO or something. But I'm definitely not going to see it in movie theaters.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair assessment.
Excuse me. Did you mean the movie house?
Yes.
You're going at the movie
No,
house.
he didn't.
Okay.
At all.
And the Redbox A.
What? You just can't just put A at the end of a fucking thing and expect it to sound ethnic or something. I don't understand.
Buxa.
Ugh. It's awful. Ugh. But I do have a lot of nostalgia and fuzzy warmness about the video game. I know that Mike, you do too.
Oh, yeah. So
it'll be fun, I think, just to watch it the same way Godzilla's fun. It's just kind of a creature feature film. At least I assume that's what it is. So it's fun. It's not, it's just one of those popcorn flicks. One that I'm actually kind of interested in. And I don't know. I'll watch it and probably have a lot of fun with it and watch buildings get knocked down and giant monsters wrecking into each other. That sounds like fun.
Are you going to get that pop set?
Yeah, I am. But it's from Walmart, which sucks.
Yeah, that's rough, right?
So it's probably an eBay special.
Yeah, it's probably a good assessment.
I mean, it's a video game. Why would they not give it to fucking GameStop? Dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
Yep. I agree.
We're selling a video game set from a video game that's now a movie in Walmart. Like, bitch, the only shit you should be selling at Walmart is like, no, I'm done. That's it. Done.
Well, I mean, it should have been GameStop because that's where the NES Jason and Freddy were.
Right.
So, I don't know. I call shenanigans.
Walmart exclusive EBT card.
Oh.
Sorry. So
you're looking down on Walmart.
Speaking of monster movies and creature features, Pacific Rim 2 is out.
Even Rimmier.
Your rim is out. Yikes. Anyway, this is another one of those films that's probably going to be. Yeah, I'll have a similar feel to it as I did for Rampage. It's just fun watching robots and monsters fight each other. That's cool.
You mean atmosphere?
It will have the same atmosphere. Yeah.
I did see it, guys, and it's fun. It's a fun movie. If you're looking for fear or horror, that's not this movie. This is a superhero movie, you know.
If you like the first one, will you like this one?
I think you will. Most of the people I've talked to like them both. But I could certainly understand somebody not liking one or the other. They are very different in some fundamental ways. I think the first movie is much darker, the Guillermo del Toro. This one is strictly comic book, and it is also set up to be a franchise. So they kind of push that.
Different.
Well,
a little different tone, a little different texture.
You know, the first movie didn't do well over here either. It only made about 23 million opening weekend. But once it goes to China and overseas, it is going to make a ton of movies because over there everybody talks like this.
I love dragons.
So.
All
right.
I did not say that.
I'm out.
I mean, the kaiju are always the coolest parts, right? The robots are cool, but come on. What about the kaiju?
Kaiju wakatayo.
Yep, that's racist, and I didn't say that, guys. Just so that's on record, that I did not imitate any sort of language at all. Let's put that on record.
You should do that with an Italian accent. That'd be more fun.
Well, I mean, it's fine. Italiano.
Hey, the kaiju, he's coming this way.
Well, you sounds like you're anti-Semitic now.
Oh.
So.
I'm out.
Let's talk about Days of the Dead, Charlato. So what's going on? That's in May, right?
It is in May.
First ever trip to Charlotte, North Carolina for Days of the Dead.
It is.
And this isn't Charlotte related, but I saw they announced John Leguizamo.
Yeah, for Indy, right?
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, no, I think it's a cool addition. What do you think?
I just said I thought it was dope.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Hopefully he doesn't talk about Spawn at all, because that movie was real bad. Anyway, talking about Days of the Dead Charlotte. I hope so. I hope it's good, because it can be. It has the potential to be.
Fuck yeah. They're going to get Wesley Snipes to do it.
And moving on. So, Elvira's going to be in Charlotte on Friday and Saturday. She is a Days of the Dead alum. Someone we've got to speak to a couple of times. Someone we had to Remember whenever that drunk guy was like, "I love you,"
Yeah, that was awkward.
and then we had to take him out. So yes,
Yeah.
we've had interesting experiences with him. And then Vinnie Vincent. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no clue who that is.
No, dude, I had to Google that one myself.
What's he do? Just plays guitar?
Yeah, he was in Kiss for a hot second.
Oh, really?
And then he was on his own.
He actually had a pretty good solo career. That is per my heavy metal connection told me that. So
This is heavy metal?
yeah, Vinnie Vincent is heavy metal, big hair band of like late '80s, early '90s. I would say.
It's just, I don't know.
He was known as the guitar guy, one of the guitar guys. I'm out.
You're okay. Dee Snider, also going to be there. Someone we've gotten to speak to several times. Linda Blair. Who?
These nuts.
Good one. Question mark. Get to see Sid and Bill. They'll both be there, and hopefully they'll be able to talk a little bit about Three from Hell. I'm interested to speak to them for show. Tony Todd. You got Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street. Derek Mears. Lots of cool stuff. So, lots of people from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, almost the entire cast. We got Leanna Quigley, Beverly Randolph, Alan Toutman, and Tom Matthews from Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Of course, C.J. Graham, Tom McLaughlin, Darcy DeMoss, Tom Matthews again for Friday the 13th, and Tom Fraley. And then Big Papa Pump, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude. Scott
That's
Steiner.
pretty cool.
I'm excited about the addition of this director of Friday the 13th. I always like when directors are there. It adds a different element to the panel, which I like.
Yes, I agree. It's not just like, well, I read some lines.
And I did it.
I wrote it.
I wrote it.
Sean, get back in your cave.
So I did the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 panel in LA, and I was looking, 1, 2, there were 3 of them there. So I did get to do 3 of them, but this
You have
they've
to do
added
3
a
of
whole.
them?
True, not in the biblical sense.
What? Oh, Christ.
Ken Sagos, talked to him before. Jennifer Rubin.
Don't say that name again.
Jennifer Rubin. So yeah, that's what Charlotte's shaping up to be all about.
Yeah.
Definitely pretty excited to go back. It's the same hotel that Mad Monster Party was at the first 2 years.
The Blake.
Yeah, it's not that anymore. Something else.
Yeah, I mean, you got 3 pretty solid reunions with Friday the 13th, 6, Return of the Living Dead, and NEOS 3.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
That is going to be on May 18th through the 20th at the Sheraton in Charlotte.
Formerly the Blake.
26 days to go.
Right across the street from Bojangles.
Is there a Bojangles across the street?
Yes, there is.
Well, if I'm not fat enough by then.
Bojangles.
All right.
That's what my commercial would be for them.
You would just say Bojangles into a fucking microphone?
Bojangles.
Yep, you're the fucking worst.
I don't know how that makes me the worst.
Oh, you said it's not a commercial. You just said a name.
Bojangles.
You're the fucking worst. Oh man, see, even my dogs hate you.
Big fuck dog.
See, she still hates that. Anyway, I watched a documentary called Dead Hands Dig Deep. Um, Usually, you just some background noise or some stuff at work. Like I'll put on a documentary and just kind of listen. So I was in the mood for some documentaries. I looked up, what probably the most disturbing documentaries of all time were, because that's what gets my rocks off. Apparently, is the most depraved things humanity has to offer. And this was consistently on the list, close to the top, if not the top. And it is about, well, I mean, in reality, it's about mental illness. But the story is about a man who is named Eddie Borsham, who is now deceased from a self-inflicted suicide. Let's just say suicide. He was the frontman of a band called Kettle Cadaver. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys out there who are bigger metalheads than I am, who might know of this band. It's a mid-late 90s kind of metal band, but their thing was that they would do self-mutilation, during the show. And when I say self-mutilation, I don't mean a little nick in your head, kind of like Ric Flair style. I mean that he's, nailing wood through his ball sack on stage. Some really fucked up things.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, no, putting safety pins. There's a safety pin through his ear, and then through his nipple, and then through his dick, and he put a chain to connect them all. And the chain was too short, so he was kind of bent over, and then it would just pull and shit at him. So this guy is completely fucking nuts. And given any other platform, it would be considered as such. But because of the buzz this created in the community, and how hardcore these guys were. I mean, because nobody else is doing that. You got Manson and shit out there, and then these guys were the real deal. And that was his thing, as he saw a lot of the people out there who sang about this shit, and then laugh about it afterwards and say, oh, that's just lyrics, that's just an act. He took that really personally because he felt like that, the subject matter of those songs related to him, and helped him through stuff. So that was one of the things that he said he wanted to be as real as possible, and he was that. So in the beginning, it's almost just kind of like shocking for shocking's sake, but once you actually get to meet him and what he's like now, it's really, really interesting and just kind of sad. Because he's 38 now. He looks like he's about 58. He lives on an acre of land in the middle of nowhere in isolation, because he's done it to himself, because he knows that if he were in society, he would, create a mass shooting or kill a bunch of people, torture people. So he himself, he realizes that he himself is too dangerous in society to be around lots of people, so he has secluded himself. And true story, he's divorced, but like, swear to God, Wild Bill style, no fucking joke, he has a statue of his ex-wife and his ex-stepdaughter, which he treats as actual people. He sleeps in a coffin with them. Like this, it's a really interesting study on severe mental illness. But it's weird because usually people are that crazy don't know they're crazy. There's still something in him, some personality or whatever it is inside of him, that is sane enough to realize that he shouldn't be in society.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's so he was cool with people just filming him?
Yeah. He
didn't want to kill them?
He did not kill them, no. It was an Australian guy. I don't know if that matters. His name's Jai Love. I think he's well known doing some fucked up documentaries. But it is. Yeah, I don't have the list in front of me, to be honest with you. Yeah. Then they interviewed his mother, and that's a whole nother fucking bag of worms, dude. She has schizophrenia and multiple personality disorder and all of this shit, man. And Yeah, he killed himself. So about a year after it was filmed. So it's pretty bad.
Doesn't sound like a happy documentary.
It is not very happy, but it is. I guess I don't know, therapeutic almost to an extent. To kind of see both the genetic and environmental ways that can drive someone to that lifestyle.
Right.
He's built his house by himself entirely, of like old metal sheets and like fucking boards. It doesn't look like looks like a shitty shack. Like, it's actually done a pretty good job of it. It doesn't look like a real house. You can tell an insane person definitely lives there.
Huh.
To the extent where like it's literally the house that you want to walk into and the hills have eyes and shit like that. Like, it's really fucking crazy. But definitely check it out. It's only about an hour long. Definitely worth a watch. The music is pretty cool, and the subject matter is super, super interesting.
Where can I watch it?
It is currently on Hulu.
Hulu.
And since Hulu has it, they basically erased it from the internet otherwise, because I've tried real hard to not have to go through Hulu, and I did anyway.
I don't have Hulu, so I can't watch it.
Do you have Zulu?
No.
Okay.
Because that's not a thing.
Or is it?
Damn it.
The weirdest thing about the film, sorry to go back to this, is that they showed his closet. Inside of it was nothing but East Coast Horror Group t-shirts.
Where did he get them all?
FastCustomShirts.com.
Nice.
Welcome, Tim.
At least he was well dressed.
It's true. It's true. So Tim, damn it. Who cares what Tim has to say? Mike.
What?
I want you to talk about a little film called Demon House.
Well, listen, I was going to do a mini review on this, but then I thought more and more about it. And I think it deserves a full review on Dead On Movie Reviews.
Dead On Movie Reviews.
Tuesday. It's a select Tuesday
this upcoming Tuesday is a select Tuesday. Sorry, I just keep doing the movie voice after everything.
Yay. So I'm going to be doing that, and I want to say that you're going to want to tune in for this. Because it's going to be pretty good, because I have a lot to say about it.
Tune in, drop out. I don't know.
Strap in. Strap on.
I actually watched quite a few horror movies actually since the last time that we've spoke. I watched Leatherface.
Yeah, dude.
The newest film. That? And I know that we've talked about this a couple of times. Try to rebrand the film, call it Leatherface, but you have to take it somewhere totally different, right? This is not what they did. I'll say this. I got through the whole movie, and I'm a person who is not at all afraid to just shut the fucking thing off if I think it's bad. So there's the positive thing about it. The first scene is them basically trying to recreate the dinner scene from the original, which is I think everyone's tried to do. This is probably the poorest.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. Did you see this movie too?
I did.
Oh. Okay, I'm really glad you did that, because now we can talk about. So I thought that the kid, who was Leatherface, was the big dumb mute one, right?
Well, yeah, that was like the red herring they threw in there.
But it would have been good if it was. It made so much sense for it to be him.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Who's this little scrawny kid who talks to people? Leatherface has no social skills.
No. He's like a mongoloid, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just a big, dumb, lumbering fucking murder machine. Which is exactly what that kid was. I was disappointed by that.
Yeah, when pushed. And that was the thing about Leatherface, too. Like, someone had to tell him to do shit.
Yeah.
That's the way that big kid was, too. Like,
yeah.
No, but they went some stupid way.
I don't
understand.
It's
this main kid. Didn't see that coming, did you?
No, because it's fucking stupid.
Hated it.
I will say I thought that the two who abducted them were a good pairing and good villains. The kind of like almost natural born killers couple, kind of, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
I liked them. I thought that they did a good job. But man, the whole it not being Bob thing really turned me off.
I agree. I can see what you're saying about how it would have been perfect. But are they trying to recreate Leatherface?
I don't know what I mean. By this point, just fucking kill it already. Toby Hooper's dead. Gunnar Hansen's dead. Just leave your fucking mitts off this franchise from now on.
Well, I don't understand. It's another pretty simple formula that we've talked about before. Like Jason, you put him in a camp of kids and he killed people. Like this one, the first one was really good. The second one was its own thing. And then I thought the remake with Jessica Biel was entertaining. I enjoyed that. Because they went by the formula. They got, like, attractive people to be in this movie.
Right.
Put them in a terrible situation. Like, right off the bat. And then, Leatherface does what he does. And I enjoyed it. But now it just seems like they're just like, fuck it. Do your thing, cuz.
Ugh. Like, stop it right now.
Like, fuck.
And I thought they did a good job because they didn't humanize him too much because he didn't really. I mean, you kind of felt sorry for him, but you've always kind of felt sorry for him, right? Because he didn't really know any better.
Right. This is how he was raised.
But man, what a turnoff it was to not make it that kid. Ugh. Who thought of that? Who read that and was like, "Yeah, it's a good idea"?
I don't know. Someone
like your movie doesn't have to have a twist, man. There was no twist in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's just that they fucking killed people.
Yep.
You have to have some kind of fucking twist at the end.
Pretty straightforward.
Why haven't they never put somebody in a wheelchair in another Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, by the way?
I don't know. Would have sucked to have been that guy.
He was the first one that died out of the cast, I think, wasn't
it? Yeah. He died.
Was he in Total Recall?
Yeah. They played they were lovers.
So, again, this Tuesday, what's that? April what? April something.
April 2nd. April 2nd.
April 2nd is going to be the Select Tuesday for
April
Dead on Movie
3rd.
Reviews.
April 3rd.
Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome. We take the
Damn
days in order around here.
April 3rd. I'm going to be talking about a movie called The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Mike, as he said, is going to be talking about Demon House. I believe Tim is going to talk about, what was it? Ready Player One?
Strangers Pray at Night.
Oh yeah,
I saw it at the movie house.
At the theater, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to have special guests. The beautiful, the talented,
the vivacious.
What did you say? The bodacious?
The vivacious.
And vivacious. Rich Delzato is going to be on. You might know him from a little show called Dateline to Catch a Predator.
Can't wait to fuck your feet.
No. Yeah, it's always fun to have Rich on. You never know what the fuck's going to happen with that crazy bastard. So you're going to want to tune in April the 3rd.
The red.
Also, go buy our East Coast Horror Group t-shirts at buscustomshirts.com. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's been a great Thursday night. I like the new time slot here. Looks like we got some more people to come hang out with us live, which is always cool. Thank everybody in the chat room for joining us and participating. We love you. And thanks to Tim, of course, kind of. I don't know. Yeah, well, I guess we'll thank Tim. And make sure you tune in next week for another episode of From Dusk Till Con Radio for all the conscripts and culture that you can stomach.
You could be Nemesis or a Liquor. Which one would you be?
Nemesis, dude.
Yeah.
Because he seems like he has some sentience about him.
And the Liquor, he's just far too easy to kill, man. His brain's just hanging all out.
Star.